Sukuna's discipline of villainy stands on par with Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated!
Okay, I lied. Dr. Doofenshmirtz is a way better villain. Just want to put that out there. So,
shut the f up.
Sukuna knows what he wants. He knows what he did. He genuinely does not care. Yeah, this man's gonna be a whole problem. Just a quick rebound off my last review. I was pretty damn close with my prediction. They went to the park and I said that they were gonna go to Wakanda. Now I know what you're thinking. What does a Marvel fictional city and Japan have in common? Now, if we actually think deeper within this line of thought, parks are green because they have grass. And what does Wakanda and Japan have in common? They also have grass, which is actually green. So, I'm not wrong, you're wrong. I have a Facebook group where we can actually debate about this back and forth if you want. The link to the chat is actually that red button that says subscribe. Hit that like button and notification bell too. I just thought I'd add that in. This was one of the best chapters I've read in a very long time. Let's talk about it. Ryomen Sukuna, arguably one of the strongest sorcerers in Jujutsu Kaisen history. The strongest sorcerer in Jujutsu Kaisen history.
Put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on.
Ryomen Sukuna, the strongest sorcerer in all of shonen anime history. A man who rules with an iron fist. A man who glazes the strong by also being strong. But in this case, he is actually stronger. Sukuna's twisted mind state and consistency to stay true to himself and who he actually is actually makes him one of my favorite villains. Sukuna in Naruto would basically be like, when I was young, I had no friends. I lost my family and the villagers treated me like I was nothing. But I see you now and I feel like I have a friend. While Sukuna in Jujutsu Kaisen basically, oh hell nah, villain from the womb to the tomb, my boy. All smoke, red pill, baby. Stay hating, bruh. Stay toxic. Despite my incredible acting skills and whatnot, I'm assuming that you actually understand my point. I hope. Sukuna is really the only character, or at least the only villain in this game that's really there for his own personal desire, really to just satisfy his own boredom. He's the kind of guy who would trip somebody over just because he thought it was funny. I mean, it might be funny depending on how it plays out, but it's still kind of messed up. Dude low-key gives me LaMilton Tayshawn type vibes.
Did you hit your grandmother?
Yeah, I beat her ass.
But why?
Because I asked for some fried chicken and she said no.
Sukuna doesn't believe in love and relatability, and he feels that the road to being the strongest is a road full of isolation and absolute solitude. Hashimo and Gojo spent the entirety of their lives being the strongest in their respective time frames. Being the strongest and trying to relate to others is an oxymoron. It's almost like trying to look left and right at the same time. Pretty sure I did that right. Left and right. Now, unless you Naruto Uzumaki, you straight. But if not, you can basically be a bum like the rest of us. Well, not me, but you. From what Sukuna says, he understands the concept of love and relatability. He just doesn't agree with it, especially in context of being the strongest. Well, I mean, if we're talking real life here, he's kind of not wrong. Others may condemn you for being the best, while others may seek to challenge you because they also think that they're the best. The moment said person realizes their inferiority, it creates a space of isolation for the victor or the person who's actually the best or the strongest in this context. Now, for example, if we actually think about Gojo, Gojo was a comic, but that man was disgustingly lonely. Well, he was alone, because there was nobody who could really fight him. And once it got to that point where he had actually fully awakened, it was game over after that. Hence the divide between Gojo and Geto, because before that awakening, they were roughly around the same level. But the moment my man tapped in and he hit that UI, that ultra instinct, it was game over. Within the entirety of that situation, it pretty much led us to the famous quote, are you Gojo Satoru because you're the strongest, or are you the strongest because you're Gojo Satoru? From everything that's transpired in the chapter, Sukuna seems like he actually understands Yuji all too well. I personally think he just doesn't agree with him, nor does he actually care to relate to him in that capacity. So label it as Sukuna is basically standing on business. Yuji unlocks his Byakugan as he tells Sukuna that he will end him and expressway him back to his maker. Am I like the only one that thinks that Yuji just wild AF for saying something along the lines of this? Because Sukuna, the same dude who butterflied a girl just because she was trying to get a selfie. Ooh, actually, let me run that back. Basically, he split her in half. Like, he cut her in half. Yeah, with his technique, because he tried to get a picture. So, yeah. Bro's looking at Yuji's talk no jutsu like,
that don't work. There's no way out of this one. You're done.
The entirety of the chapter should really just be called Uncle Diaries. This was really just a heart-to-heart between uncle and nephew. More, actually, not even more, entirely one-sided, because it was really Yuji trying to open up to Sukuna, you know, relatability purposes and stuff. And at this point, Yuji was genuinely trying. They take a trip down memory lane, they go to the park, they even go fishing. Yuji and Sukuna even grab a bow and start shooting arrows. Yuji opening himself up to Sukuna is really just an attempt to show compassion, well, at least from what he says. Because I'm not sure what Bro's domain can do, but right now, this man's confidence, especially after they was on that swing, may very well be on a 10. And the craziest part is that after that moment on the swing, Sukuna broke character and got animated. You might be the main character, but you're not that dude. I'ma unalive your homies, your daddy, your granddaddy, your mommy, your grandmommy too. And once I'm done, I'ma be at your mom's house, butt naked, cooking eggs. Okay, he never said that, but you know, paraphrasing. Gege did say that the morality within the story is unpredictable because every character actually operates off their own sense of morality. Yuji doesn't even know whether what he's doing is actually right or wrong, so I can understand where that actually comes into context here. But I think within this context, Yuji wanted to show Sukuna humanity from somebody that he has no value in, or he sees no value in. I would call this some sort of last-ditch effort as a way to appeal to Sukuna's humanity, but I mean, he genuinely just does not care. Gojo and Sukuna are parallel as they see value in strength. The only difference is the sense of morality, one being inherently good and the other being inherently evil, if we're looking at it black and white. My personal opinion, in order for Sukuna's character arc to actually be complete, I guess Yuji will have to be that individual that will have to show Sukuna that love that Yuji's talking about, and the same love that Sukuna refuses to acknowledge. So within context to the fight, Yuji will have to overwhelm Sukuna with absolute strength to the point where Sukuna sees where he can actually relate to him in that capacity. That's one. I mean, Sukuna ain't gonna be no good guy, but that seat in hell, I mean, it's reserved for you right next to the devil. You are not escaping. So I think at the end of it, he'll still be evil, but I don't think his original convictions will be as solid as they were before. He may have a different perspective, or he may have more respect towards the other perspective on the other end. Because right now, he's like, oh, hell nah. But he's like, all right, I mean, I see where you coming from. I still think you's a bitch. But I mean, it is what it is. Yuji will be the one to save Sukuna. He will be the one to show him that love. And also, I could very well be wrong because this is all speculation. So until Gege puts that pen to the pad or that pencil to the art pad, it's all theoretical. But yeah, let me know your thoughts below. What did you think of the chapter? Did you like the chapter? Did you not like the chapter? I mean, this chapter was all vocal at this point. I mean, I think when we get to those chapters that are more combative, I mean, I'm gonna definitely put my own personal spin on it. But yeah, comment down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace.
Flesh and bone, though my mind's at peace. The word out of